And today we are going through a very classic game. We are going to do, and I am going to be making this a series to go through all of the Quests for Glory Anthology games 1 through 5. But we are going to start today with So You Want to Be a Hero. We are going to be following the antics of Zoltan, the magic user who uh, well, magic is very expensive, so he supplements his income with the life of crime. Yes, I'm going to be playing the magic user thief hybrid. Just waiting for the game to load up, and let's start a new hero. And thank you to TW2 Gaming for joining us. I hope I do not embarrass myself. Well, actually, I hope I do embarrass myself, because that'll be a lot more fun. So, name. Zoltan. And I am not going to use the known bug for trying to sneak in a few extra character points. I'm just going to go straight. So, 5 points into stealth, 5 points into lockpicking. Do I want to throw? Yeah, let's throw 5 points into throwing and the rest into vitality. Because, quite frankly, I'm a magic user. I'm squishy. Okay, so let us begin the adventure. And we are walking into this quaint little village of Spielberg. And on the porch ahead of you are two people. Standing, one is large, rather ugly, and playing with a yo-yo. The seated person is smoking a pipe. Looks like he might be the sheriff. The man with the pipe greets you. Because there's no voiceovers, I am going to be reading out the text. Welcome to our town. You're lucky to have made it down from the mountains before the snow blocked the pass again. It's gotten pretty dangerous outside of the town, I understand. Many monsters have been trapped around here with the late snow. Between them and the brigands, we certainly could use a hero around here. Well, I am the hero for the job. I am Sheriff Schultz Minsterson. Yeah, please forgive me if I mess up the names. Good luck in your quests. There's more than a hint of an ogre about this strange and bulking character. He seems to be cheerful, though. And, of course, let's throw up the detail, throw up the speed so you don't see me crawling around everywhere, and the volume. And because I want to be sneaky, I'm just going to be sneaking everywhere. Schwartz appears to be an affable old coot, content to smoke his pipe. There's a hardness behind his eyes, however, that gives you reason to believe that he's no pushover. All his things will be mine. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Oh, and here we have the magic shop, the old lady. Yep, she's the only sane person here. At least she's not off her rocker. And the old guild hall. Well, let us sneak in and see what there is for adventurers everywhere. The Adventurers Guild Hall reminds me of one of your hometown. The traditional moose head and other stuffed monsters, saurs, trolls, griffins, dragons, chitaras, and a terrible Antwerp adorn the walls. An Antwerp is basically picture a bouncing jelly. You see a registration book on the table and a bulletin board full of job listings. The man seated near the window must be the guildmaster. He is snoring. This is certainly a weird one. You've never seen anything quite like it. The plaque reads, Antwerp, slain by two guys from Andromeda. The head is like a panther, but with strange human-like qualities. It's still rather frightening. The plaque reads, Chitara, slain by Wolfgang Adventurer. Even in death, this monster remains awesome. The plaque reads, Dragon, slain by Baron Stefan von Spielberg. It looks like it must have been a particularly nasty troll. You wouldn't want to meet him in a dark forest. The plaque reads, Troll slain by Wolfgang Abentor. A crossbreed of an eagle and a lion could have torn a man apart when it was alive. The plaque reads, Griffin slain by Wolfgang Abentor. The plaque under the moose says, courtesy of the Sierra Online Props Department. Man, I love Sierra, and of course, with all Sierra games, remember, save early, save often. This past adventure's armor suit, you wonder why it doesn't need it anymore. Then you see the Chitara's claw marks. You've never seen a purple saurus before you came to Spielberg, but it looks like it's a really stupid monster. The plaque reads, slain by Hans Half-Witten. And let's see what the Adventurer's book has to say. This entry was made several years ago. It says, Baronet Bernard von Spielberg killed a troll near the Flying Falls on the 23rd day of October. The other pages record the exploits of the great adventurers of Spielberg's past. The names Wolfgang Abentor and Baron Stefan von Spielberg appear most often. The remaining pages are blank, awaiting further tales of adventure. Well, let's fill up a page. You sign your name into the adventurer's logbook with a flourish. Ha-ha! Let's see what kind of jobs are available. Reward for the return of the lost ring. Inquire at the healers. This poster is rather dusty and faded. The picture is of a small child with braids. Reward of 50 gold coins for the safe return of Elsa von Spielberg. Inquire at Spielberg Castle Gates. Reward of 30 gold coins for the capture or the death of the brigand warlock. Description: short, ugly, and wears brightly colored robes. Has a habit of laughing continuously. Inquire at the Spielberg Castle Gates. Wanted. Brigand leader. Description: unknown appearance. Wears a cloak. Must provide proof of a leader's identity. Reward of 60 gold coins and the title of Hero of the Realm. Inquire at the Castle Gates. Notice: spell components needed. Cash or trade for potions. Inquire at the healers. Already done that one. This poster seems to have been here a while, and it has a picture of a handsome but arrogant young man. Reward of 50 gold coins for information leading to the return of Baronet Bernard von Spielberg. Inquire at the castle. Blushing Lemons Gaming. I am doing a classic Sierra game. It's more of a puzzle game than anything. The Quest for Glory, and I certainly hope everyone who comes in enjoys it. This is the VGA remake, so it's less typing. But I'll get to Quest for Glory 2, which is still all typing, and please, everyone, forgive my spelling, but that's in the future. Now, can I pick this guy's pocket? Oh, he wakes up. He always wakes up. Ah! Ah! Well, I was so busy I didn't know you'd come in. Welcome, welcome to the so seldom that we have new adventurers here. Most people think that this valley is cursed. Oh, what a glorious day it is. Hello there. So let's ask about the guild hall. This is where an adventurer can find out who needs someone that brave and courageous. There are many jobs on the bulletin board over there, but it's also a good place to talk about adventuring on a cold afternoon. We used to play cards here once a week as well, but there are too few adventurers in Spielberg anymore. They all died from monsters or brigands, or they just got too old. So let's ask about adventurers. Did I ever tell you about the time when Schultz and I rid the Valley of the Antwerps? Yeah, we were real adventurers then, and this was a real guild hall. Now we are just old men, and this is just a place to tell old stories. Ask about monsters. You can see some of the types of monsters that live around here if you look on the walls. There are trolls, griffins, titaras, manta rays, and goblins wandering in the woods. I hear there's even some ogres and Saurus Rexes back in this valley. There was a time when Schultz and I had gotten rid of most of the monsters around here, but we are just too old for that now. The rheumatism's really acting up. Trolls. Trolls are very tough. Fortunately, they only come out at night. The woods are a very dangerous place at night. Saurus. The Saurus is a monster easy to avoid and easy to kill for a skilled adventurer. Ogres. Ogres are a lot like goons, or even meaner. Not as bright though. Goblins. Goblins are not tough, but when they gang up on you, they can take out an unwary adventurer. Chicharas. Chicharas are ferocious creatures that charge out of nowhere and try to tear you to shreds. Sometimes they succeed. Manta rays. Those weird things are magical. They are best to be avoided. And the dreaded Saurus Rex. Don't mistake one of those Sauruses. When they come at you, it's sometimes best to just run away. Run away! Run away! The Monty Python defense. Let's ask about the bulletin board. Over on the wall over there is where the jobs are posted for adventurers. Some have been there for a long time now. There just aren't too many good adventurers around here lately. Reward. You need to talk to either Baron or the healer about that. The healer. Her house is just north of the town gate. She's a nice woman. The castle. The castle is just north of the healer's house. So go north and north again. Oh, I've already gone through that one. Trophies. Schultz and I killed most of the monsters on the walls. The dragon. One day, years ago, a pair of dragons tried to take over our valley. We adventurers rode out to meet them. I can still see Stefan von Spielberg charging forward on his black horse. He slew that dragon whose head is on the wall, and and the other one flew off. I hear people see that the other dragon is flying around high overhead sometimes, but it's never dared to attack us again. The Antwerp. This valley was once overrun by those odd monsters. One year, Schultz and I fought long and hard to rid the valley of these things. We might have failed even so had it not been for the two peculiar tourists that came to our aid. Tourists. They said they were men from some place called Andromeda. Must be somewhere south of here, I guess. They certainly were odd. The moose. That was the most vicious moose I ever saw. Nearly bit my nose off. I remember the day I killed one. It was the biggest I had ever seen. It put up a tough fight, but I was tougher. You can see the results on the wall. Chitara. Watch out for Tataras. I bear the scars of my fight with the one on the wall to this day. Still, it is stuffed and I am still alive. Are you? Are you really? I remember when Hans killed that one. That was a tough fight for him. Hans Halfwitten. He wasn't much of an adventurer, but he did manage to kill a Saurus before he made the mistake of tangling with the troll. Oh, yes, thank you everyone for coming and viewing this insanity. Uh, let's see, exhausted that. Oh, maybe I should ask his name. That would be polite. I am Wolfgang Abentua, the guildmaster of this hall. Guildmaster, I am supposed to keep track of all the adventurers and make sure that they sign their names in the log. There was a time when I would go out and rescue foolhardy adventurers who got into too much trouble, but I don't get out much now. It's my bad hip. The curse. Yeah, the Baron losing his son and daughter to Baba Yaga. All the monsters, and now the brigands, and it has been one thing after another. Let's ask about the Baron. Baron von Spielberg was once a brave protector of our valley. We used to adventure together when I was younger. No brigand or monster would dare show his face, and if the Baron had not angered Baba Yaga, now it is said that he goes nowhere and sees no one. The Baron's son. Now there was a hero, a worthy name of Baron von Spielberg. He rolled off to hunt one morning 5 years ago, and his horse returned with large claw marks. No sign of the Baron's body was ever found. Oh, it seems that we're having a raid. Thank you, everyone. Yes, I am Train's roommate. He also helped me design my overlay, and gave me suggestions of how to keep my cast from being, well, extremely boring. All right, let's continue. The Baron's daughter. Elsa was a beautiful 8-year-old child with blonde hair and blue eyes. She was her father, the Baron's joy. 10 years ago, she was carried off by something which flew over the wall and away with her. The search for her lasted many years, but at last everyone gave up except the Baron's jester, Yorick. Alas, per Yorick, I knew him well. Let's ask about Yorick. Yorick was a funny little man, but brave. He swore he'd spend his life searching for the Baron's Elsa. Baba Yaga. She is the center of our problems, I think. Baba Yaga is a powerful ogre. Baron von Spielberg tried to force her to leave this valley, but she cursed him. I curse you, Bato, we did not speak of this. Now the Baron has lost everything but his land, and I don't know how long he will keep that. What our valley needs is a hero. I need a hero. I need the heart of a hero until the end of the night. What is a hero? A real hero is someone who doesn't start out strong and powerful, but he uses his courage and his brains and his skills to become the best he can. Brigands! There is a reward for anyone who can stop the brigands by capturing or killing the leaders of the brigands. You should read the bulletin board for more information. I've already done that. And let's read about Spielberg itself. Spielberg town is small now that most of the people have been driven off by the brigands. This is such a pretty place too, with mountains and forests and waterfalls and a red light district. The mountains surround this valley are very high. Snow covers the tops all year long. The only way out of Spielberg Valley is through the pass, though I hear that it is blocked by snow again. The forests. The forests are full of monsters and strange creatures. There are some nice waterfalls in the southeast of town. They fill Mirror Lake, which is lovely, but icy cold all year round. There's some nice... Oh, already read that. Sorry. This town used to be a thriving city before the brigands drove most of the people off. The magic shop. I don't know much about magic, but the woman who runs that place scares me. Dry goods. Casper at the store would like to be an adventurer, or so he says. He spends too much time dreaming and not enough time doing, think I. The tavern. I've never really liked that place. The bartender smiles all the time, but he's not very friendly. Crusher lives up to his name, though. He's nasty even for a goon. Goons. A goon is a lot like an ogre, though not as tough, but a little smarter. The sheriff's Otto and the Crusher in the tavern are both goons. The bakery. I think the bakery is almost always closed now. The baker tries to stay away from his wife. Ah, and thank you for the follow. The butcher. I don't think the butcher shop is open much anymore either. No butcher, no baker. They don't even mention the candlestick maker. The farmer's mart is run by the centaurs. Henrich and his daughter Hilda. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that one. Centaurs. There's not too many centaurs in this land. Henrich and Hilda are good people. And now for the Baron himself. Schwarza Minsterson and I have been friends for a long time. He too was once a real adventurer. Now he's just the sheriff of this town. Otto. I like Otto, even if he is a ghoul. Schwartz has him almost trained. We've already read about goons. And that's all that he has for us. I think we've exhausted everything that we can do here. The tapestry is so rotten it would probably fall apart at the slightest touch. We've already looked over the countryside, at the fire. Can I steal the fire? No, I can't steal the fire. And what gear do I have as a magic user? Not much. I have one dagger. Well, nope. Not much to do in here. Okay, and now into the... Well, don't worry, old lady. I'll visit your house later tonight. Because, well, I am a thief. Maybe not tonight, but soon. I am Zira, and my companion is Demano. The items of this shop are designed for those skilled in the use of magic. Ask about Zara. I am both human and fairy folk. I draw my powers from both. My name is Zara, and this is my shop. Fairy folk. We are the people of power and magic, and live in the forest far beyond the mountains to the west. Power. Power is the essence of magic, and that which a wizard shapes and is shaped by. Let's ask about Demano. Demano is both my familiar and my friend. We share our lives and our magic. Ah, thank you for the follow. A familiar. A familiar is a creature of magical abilities which has been summoned to serve the wizard. The summoning of a familiar is the most powerful spell and can be cast but once. It binds the wizard and the familiar to the ends of their lives. Oh. The more powerful the wizard, the more powerful the familiar, although you cannot judge the power of a familiar's shape. Magic. If you have the skill of magic, you can learn the ways to cast spells by reading magical scrolls. Without the skill, you have no power, and the more you practice spell casting, the greater you shall become. Thank you, Fingerling3, for the follow. I hope you enjoy. I also do Blood Bowl casts for the BBPN, the Blood Bowl league that I play in. So, check them out as well. The initiation. When you have mastered 9 spells and have the power to cast all and proven yourself worthy by accomplishing a great deed, you must undergo the initiation to become a full wizard. There is a place in the distant south where you must journey, but first you must become a hero here. Wizard. A wizard is one who both shapes magic and is shaped by it. Eramis and I are the only wizards in this valley. Eramis. Eramis is a wizard and a spellcaster who knows much about this area. He lives in a tower northeast of town at the top of a steep mountain called Zarenberg. Yeah. He can be very helpful if approached properly, but he has a strange sense of humor I do not approve. Power Potion. The Power Potion restores your magical energy and costs 75 silver, which is a ripoff. Anybody who's played this game before knows, do not buy anything but the spells from this location. You want the magic power potion? Go to the healer. She's a lot cheaper. There are many entrances to the halls of magical mastery in the south. After you have gained skill and a good reputation in magic, you should journey south. The journey. Oh, already done that one. A hero. Master of the arcane arts. You use those skills to vanquish the evil curse and you will become a true hero. Well, Addis quit 420. Yep. Thank you for the follow. True, this game does have a niche because it's over 20 years old. But there's always the fun in just the old-fashioned puzzle games. I myself am not very good at more up-to-date games like Call of Duty or shooters. I couldn't hit the broadside of a bantha. Bye-bye, Zara. Oh, I'm gonna get that yo-yo. Gosh, what an authentic Wamba Bamba 3 scoops of mana hilarious gargantuous floats in the Arius. Yo-yo. Let's see, what is my skills like at this moment, now that I've stealthed around? Not too bad, from 4 to 22 and just going through 3 or 4 rooms. No, Train is allowing me to piggyback on his casts and also organize the raid. For that, I'm extremely grateful. So let's go take a look at the other side of town. Oh. Good day and welcome to Spielberg. Would you like to buy some nice and fresh fruits or vegetables? Name. Why, I'm Hilda, daughter of Henrich, the farmer. Father. My father is, Henrik. I'm not even gonna try. We have some land to the north of town. It isn't very big, but we grow many things. You should, be here during harvest time. Then you would see many fruits and vegetables. My mother has been dead for 3 years now. I still miss her. Thank you, but my father thinks I'm, too young. He would not permit it. Perhaps next year. No, your father just wants you to date some guy who's hung like a centaur. The market. This is where I sell things from my father's farm. Vegetables. We have many kinds of fresh vegetables for sale today. There are carrots, rutabagas, parsnips, potatoes, right from the ground of at 5 for a silver. They're very good for you. We also have some apples. Apples. There are still some apples left from last season in the barrel. You may buy 10 for a silver since they're so small. Nothing worse than small apples. Carrots are my favorite vegetable. They are so crisp and sweet. Rutabagas keep well over the winter months. Parsnips. Ugh, I hate parsnips. Parsnips can be made into a tasty pie. I do not want to get anywhere near that pie. Turnips. Turnips are good if you cook them in stew. Ugh. Okay, that's enough about vegetables. Let's hear about the robbery. They've twice robbed my father of his money, and they've tried to steal our food during this winter. What is that is because our farm is outside of town. Well, it's hard to have a farm inside town. The brigands would not dare to try that in town. The sheriff would stop him fast. Many robbers ran up to father as he trotted back to town. My father tried to fight, but they hurt him badly. Then they ran away to the southwest. Our sheriff is very brave. He told me so himself. Well, that's enough for her for the moment. This looks like a dry goods store, but it smells like a musty library. The stove feels nice on such a crisp day. Behind the counter and the shelves are a variety of items for sale. The shopkeeper appears to ignore you while he reads a book.
I'm sorry, I didn't notice you come in. Oh my, you look like an adventurer. We don't see too many around here. The brigands tried to get rid of most of the adventurers before they make it to town. They do try to stock. I do try to stock some of the things adventurers can use. I actually would rather be an adventurer than a shopkeeper. You see, hi. My items are pretty ordinary though. You could probably have already have most of them if you've done any adventuring at all.
Well, I was going more for nerd, but that comes naturally to me because, well, I am a nerd.
What? That's me, Casper.
Adventurer.
I always wanted to be an adventurer. I read about them all the time. The book I was just reading is all about adventuring.
Book.
Oh, this book it's about an adventurer who tries to become a hero. The title is Quest for Glory: A Hero's Death.
Equipment.
Unfortunately, I only have standard weapons and equipment. I carry daggers and chainmail armor. Maybe someday, though, I'll be able to carry magic ones, though. Magic.
Dagger.
Oh, these daggers are most skillful art. Actually, this particular weapon is longer than most, but still easily concealable. A bargain at 20 silver.
Chain armor.
You can get really good protection from my chain armor, though it's very heavy. I'd have to charge you 500 silver for it.
Food.
Adventuring rations aren't the tastiest food in the world, but they will keep you healthy and alert as you go along. A pack of rations will cost you just 5 silver. A very good idea to carry an empty flask or two in case you want to pick up liquid or something else that needs to be in a container. Our flasks are a great bargain at just 2 silvers each.
Yes, nerds and unite indeed.
I don't like to talk about other people behind their backs. The sheriff. Oh, the sheriff and Otto protect this town. The sheriff used to be a real adventurer, you know? Wow. Helda sells some fine produce for a reasonable price.
And while we're in the shop, let's see how much money I have. Almost nothing. But, early days, I'm still in day one. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Sneak, 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 sneak. And there is the house of the sheriff. I'll get to you later. The shop seems to be closed, although there are some dried up cupcakes in the window. There's a sign on the door which reads "Gone Fishing." The shop appears to be closed. There's a sign on the door which says "Gone Fishing." I wonder if they went fishing together. Oh, look, a dark alley. That never goes wrong. The grubby place must be an alley. It feels strange here, colder than the rest of town. There's some barrels discarded here. A beggar holds out a bowl towards you. Alms, alms for the pool. Oh no, no, no. I can do a much better voice for the beggar.
Oh, yeah, silver for the poor, gold for the poor.
Well, he does give you a lot of information.
Thanks. It's really tough trying to make a living begging in this town since the brigands started scaring the trade away. This used to be such a nice place to live. My advice to you is not take up begging. It just doesn't pay. And don't go out at night. Hey, give me $1. A beggar gets cash only when others get cash, and nobody's got much money here right now, except maybe the brigands. There's honest work up at the Baron's castle, I hear, but begging's my business. You can get a job cleaning the stables, I understand. It's great if you want to build up the muscles or have a place to spend the night, but you won't get rich. I'd rather beg myself.
Spielberg.
Understand this used to be a great place. Traders going in and out, tourists coming and going. Perfect begging conditions. Things were starting to dry up at the time, but I got here just my luck. The brigands started getting tough. Traders used to stop here on the way to the south to pick up barrels of special cider made here by Emblin.
Tourists.
Tourists used to come here regularly for the Spielberg Cider Festival. After the spider industry closed, not much point to the festival without a cider part. But then I got back to the work. Arms for the poor, arms.
He's just shaking me down. Cider.
I hear Evelyn got scared of the brigands and decided to move away. I still remember the taste of his cider. It was so good. Yes, I need cider, man. I need cider. It was called the Entertainment from Spielberg. I have lots of luck. It's just bad. Rumor has it that someone smart took over, organized them, trained them, that sort of thing. Maybe nowadays no one's safe outside of the town. Up at that time, the brands were just plain dumb guys who sometimes tried to beat up the tourists outside of the town. They sure hurt my business. No one's getting rich but them. Ah! I remember people used to stroll around town after dark. There's a spell on Spielberg that it glows at night. Now the only people are late at night are thieves. And out of town, man, you don't dare go out there without a light where the sun goes down. The night gaunts will get you. They'll get you. All the gaunts. Gaunts. Nobody's ever lived to talk about the night gaunts are. I'm sure I don't want to find out. Spells. I've heard talking there's some kind of magic that keeps things peaceful around here. Folks that don't like fighting in the town, except maybe Crusher. Kind of a wonder about this Elliot times though. Feels funny. Sort of like the spell Miss It. It's dark at night too. By the time I get back, more arms. Okay, I'll give you one more. Crusher. He works at the tavern. He lives up to his name. As I not usually bothered by them since I don't have much to steal. They're around though. It's not safe to sleep in the streets at night. Outside you get eaten, inside you get robbed. Okay, that is enough for the beggar. Wait a warning! Don't drink the dragon's breath! Well, now that the beggars told me not to do it, I have to drink the dragon's breath. The bartender glares at you as you enter, and so does the ugly goon on the left. You get the impression that you are not welcome. Oh, there's not a lot of meat for me to butcher these days, so now someone would break down that stag in the forest. Got any 515s? The cows have been very, very good to me. Go fish, George. I'm the beef master, the butcher. Do you got any 319s? There's a river to the south by the Flying Falls, which has a good-sized trout. And now the baker. This cast is gonna kill my throat. I haven't been able to get any supplies since the brigands closed off the area. The bakery will reopen as soon as I have some. Got any 347s? The butcher's been getting all the good cuts. Devilish! I'm Sellers sourdough, the baker. Hey, God, my voice is confused. Yeah, Lake to the south is a huge fish, but it's pretty dangerous. All right. Well, if you're in a bar, talk to the bartender. So yeah, what do you want?
this is a bar. I serve drinks. You want a drink? Order one. You want answers to stupid questions? Get out. Ale is 1 silver. Troll sweat, 5 silvers. Dragon's breath, 25 silvers. Pick your pick. It's good for what ails ya. Oh, there we go. Troll sweat. It'll go down real smooth. Dragon's breath. It's the house specialty. Well, this is a Sierra game. It's the house specialty, and the beggar tells me not to drink it. I have got to have a dragon's breath. If you want a mug of the dragon's breath, house rules say it'll have to be cash up front. You cough up the cash. Ugh! Thanks, buddy. Hey, Kresha, a friend here wants a dragon's breath. Oh, that's a good sign. You've never tasted anything like it before. Oh, wow. And so ends the tale of Zoltan the Adequate. That's why save early, save often. Oh, I forgot the note. Now I'm not even gonna bother talking to Crusher until I find the password. And my first step into the brave world that is the Forest of Spielberg. Now, this game is all about your skill points. Right now, I have my stealth has actually gone up quite a bit just wandering around the town, but I've got very bad skills at everything. Oh, and I'm about to get into a fight. Fortunately, it's only a start. Dagger, 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 dagger. And I win! I live! Yes, yes, I killed him. Unfortunately, Sauruses have absolutely no treasure, nothing worth taking. But just in that one fight, all of these skills went up, and I almost died. I'm down to 4 health. Fortunately, I can sleep to get some health back, and I need to train up my throwing skill because you can make a lot of money by playing the darts game against the chief of the thieves guild. And being a magic user, I need all the gold and silver I can get my hands on. So I pick up a bunch of rocks. Oh, apparently I'm carrying too many. And I practice my throwing by throwing the rocks. But you do need the decent skill points to try to get through the puzzles. But you can spend a lot of time just throwing rocks and watching Zoltan dance. See, my throwing skill has gone from 5 to 14. And in this game, the max skill point skill level you can have in any skill is 100. But not only do I need to do a lot of throwing, I need money. Uh-oh, I'm about to get into another fight. It's a goblin! Have to take him down quick. Die! Die, goblin! Die! Never laid a finger on me. And he has 10 gold coins, so that's good. Uh-oh. This is a bad point in the game for me to be out at night. Oh, fuck. Manta Ray, I can't handle that. Run. And because I have no skill in climbing, I can't even get back into town tonight. So I'm gonna need to find another place to rest. Sneak, 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 sneak. Another manta ray. Uh-oh. Can't really take a brigand right now either. But this is a safe place. The meadow lies covered with a blanket of flowers. Unusual for this early in the spring. It's warm even though surrounded by the lakes and snows of winter. A large covered stone lies flat on the ground. You feel as though someone gentle was watching over you. It feels as if you're safe here. The air has the fresh, clean scent of the mountains, accompanied by numerous perfume-like fragrances. This is Arana's garden. Arana is a character that you don't actually meet until the 4th or 5th game, but you find her gardens are always safe places for you to sleep the night. And free food. Time to get some sleep. So it's daytime, and I'm now back to full health and stamina. And my stealth is getting pretty decent, especially for it being day 2. I can take out another Saurus. Magically enchant my weapon. Slice and dice. Now, if I can get my my sneak skill high enough as I wander around town, the monsters just will not find me. Okay, I'm gonna need a drink for this. I'm Hendrik I live in this town with my daughter Hilda, who sells our produce on the market street. Hilda's is a bright little filly. Very proud of her. Our stand is on the northeast corner of Spielberg. The produce is not the finest this time of year, but you will not find it find better than our fruit come harvest time. We go grow fine fruit in our little orchard and sell it in the stand in town. This truly is a sight to see. Write that up before. Read about the farm. I can grow enough on this little plot to feed my family and the village. You should see the fields during the summer. Vegetables. There are a few carrots and potatoes left from the last season, but I'm just starting to plant the crops now. Fruit. In a couple of months, we'll have some cherries. The apples won't ripen until fall. The field. There's so much work for me to do now, and I bid you a good day. Well, that was a little brusque. Well, let's hear about the big robbery. The brigands attacked me a few months ago. I'm a strong fighter, and my hooves are deadly, but there are too many of them. My right leg was broken, and there's no pride for a centaur who cannot run. If it not been for the unlikely intervention of their leader, I would be dead. The healer lives just to east of here. She's very skilled with potions. We centaurs are very ancient and proud people. I'm sorry, but I know a little about the Baron and his family. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Well, let's see what the town guards have to say. My name's Carl. I'm. This is the castle, Baron Stefan von Spielberg. The stable keeper could use a strong young person to keep clean, to help clean out the stables. It doesn't pay very much, but it's good, honest work. If you'd like to take the job, come on in. He's a guard. Isn't he supposed to be keeping me out of the castle? My lord sees no one since the loss of his son and his daughter. 10 years ago, the Baron's daughter Elsa was stolen away by magic. 5 years back, the Baronet Bernard von Spielberg went on a hunt from which he did not return. It's clearly all part of Baba Yaga's curse. The Baronet Bernard von Spielberg was a proud young man, and he had dark hair and the eyes of his father, the Baron. He rode off one morning, and his horse returned without him. The horse had been raked by the claws of some large animal. There's still a reward offered for the safe return of the Baronet, but I fear he's dead. Dead, Dave. They're all dead. There's still a reward offered for the safe return of the Baronet and Elsa von Spielberg of 50 gold. For the capture or death of the brigand warlock, there's a reward of 50 gold. For the capture or death of the brigand leader, there is a reward of 50 gold and the title of Hero of Spielberg. The Hero of the Realm of Spielberg is a title of respect and honor. A true hero can release this land from its curse using his intelligence and his courage. Baba Yaga. This powerful ogress is the cause of all the Baron's misfortune. She's a vile creature who knows much magic. The curse. The Baron ordered the Baba Yaga to leave when she first cursed the graveyard. Uh, when he then sent the Benorial guards after her, only the captain returned to the castle. The captain spoke these words: "Hear me, O mighty Baron. Thou hast angered me, and thus you are cursed. All that you value shall you lose. All that you treasure shall be taken from you," in a strange voice. The captain then dissolved into a pool of sticky blackness. Ew. Baba Yaga has her hut to the northwest. It is a very dangerous place, and many of the manorial guards have been lost there. Okay, I've already read through that part. Okay, I think Elsa von Spielberg was a lovely young child with braided blonde hair and bright blue eyes like her mother, the Baroness, used to have. A large winged creature flew over the castle walls, grabbed Elsa, and vanished before the guards could fire upon it. We searched everywhere to find her, but to no avail. Even the jester Yorick joined the search for her. The Baron sent a troop of guards to storm Baba Yaga's hut, but I think their skulls sit atop her fence. Elsa von Spielberg would be about 18 now. The Baroness soon died soon after the birth of her daughter. The Baron still mourns her. He was a very jolly fool who loved to laugh. He was devoted to Elsa and swore he would not return until Elsa was safe. This powerful ogress is the cause of all the Baron's misfortune. She's a vile creature who knows much magic. The Baron von Spielberg lost most of his guards trying to defeat Baba Yaga. It was a prosperous place where the Baron lost his family. Now he will not leave his castle, and he does not know the ruin his land has come to. There are many foul creatures stalking the forest since the Baron has too few guards to protect this valley from them. Baba Yaga cursed the graveyard such that the dead cannot rest at night. One cannot go near the graveyard after dark without risking his own death unless one uses protection. Always use protection. Always use protection. Keep that shit in your wallet, boys. There's some urgent that you can purchase from the healer, which protects against the dead that walk by night. This powerful ogress is the cause of all the Baron's misfortune. She is a vile creature who knows much magic. He does like to repeat himself. Graveyard, Valley, Brigands. There are now too few guards to take out the brigands, which rob our people and drive away the traitors. Uh, they hide somewhere near the edge of the valley. The brigands are protected by a magic user and have a shrewd leader. The leader. The leader of the brigands must be a good strategist. He has organized and led many raids which resulted in much treasure and little loss on the part of the brigands. Without their leader, the brigands would soon flee. Not too much is known about him, but he seems to be more use more magical potions and powders and spells. The treasure! Many merchants have been robbed by the brigands. There's a merchant in town who could tell you about his robbery. There's a reward offer the safe return. Blah, blah. 50 gold, 50 gold. Hero Spielberg, blah blah blah. Okay, and they raise the gates. Hey, you looking for some work? Yes. Good. Come in here and take a rake. Now it's good to do the clean up the stables just so you can increase your strength skill. That's one of the harder ones to bump up. Do, 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 do. And besides, you can't talk to the guy until you do some work for him. The work is simple. Just grab a rake and clean up this place. You get 5 silver each time you clean the stables. We used to have some of the finest horses in the north, when the Baron still cared about things other than his troubles. Now we just have this one, and one or two in here. Ever since this trouble started, the Baron hasn't been interested in his horses. Baronet. Don't ask me anything about magic. I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. Don't tire me out with a bunch of questions. Can't you see what a hard life I live? They don't bother me. I don't bother them. Those things scare me silly. The Antwerp. Okay, so there's all the information I can get at him. If you are to addressing me, sir, you must respect me enough to address me face to face. Weapons Master. I am the Weapons Master, expert swordsman and trainer. The sword is the finest of all weapons. It requires an equal measure of skill and strength. The skills of the sword are thrust, swing, parry, and dodge. Timing is of such actions is critical to the success of the fighter. Practice. Practice is the only way to refine and improve one's skills. Friendship. Please do not bore me, young adventurer. Ask me about something more interesting. Fighting. Fighting is both an art and a skill. It is a skill in the use of the muscle strength and the agility of control. It is an art in outwitting and outmaneuvering the opponent. I am, of course, a skilled artisan. Do you fight? Armor. I never use a shield. It gets in the way of my agility of dodging. It is best used by those who are strong but not swift and agile. You would definitely require a shield. Practice is the way we refine and improve one's skills. The brigands fight remarkably well for riffraff who have not had the benefit of my training. They are cowards who like to hide behind their shields, but I must admit they do that well. Should you find yourself face to face with one of the brigands, I suggest you mirror their technique. Use parry or dodge until your opponent lowers his shield to attack, then strike before he can get his spear into attack position. This is the castle of the Baron von Spielberg. I am the weapon master of this castle. The Baron had the wisdom of recognizing my greatness when I presented myself. Thus he made me weapon master. The Baronet had a minor talent with a weapon, but he was too impatient. If he had but listened and learned what I would teach, he would never have been lost. A bright child for a girl, she used to watch me practice daily and question me constantly. Pity she was not born a boy. She would have made a talented swordsman if I had trained her, but I could not demean myself to teach a mere girl, of course. I will find them very skilled at. You will find them very skilled at fighting. After all, I am the one who trains all the guards of this castle. Please do not bore me, young adventurer. Ask me about something more interesting. Okay, that exhausted him, and can I actually train with him? I'm a skilled teacher as well as a skilled fighter. However, the combat style I teach relies on the subtle alternation of strike and parry, and I observe that you have no skill in the use of parry. You would receive no benefit from my lessons. Well, at least you didn't just take the money. Okay, so I need money. And the easiest way to start getting money is to find, well, avoid the brigands, because at this point they kick my butt. It's a stag! Let's see what would happen. Hey, I didn't lose my dagger. You're not getting away from me that easy. Come back here, you. You follow the stag into the forest corner and you feel as though the eyes of the forest are watching you. The trees of the stag, fascinated with his grace and beauty. There's something special about this place. You have attempted to harm a free creature of the forest. You shall be. You shall now become part of the forest. I ticked off the dryad. Oh dear, you are staggered by the dryad spell. She appears to enjoy having lots of bucks, and that's why I save right before I know I'm going to do something stupid. Let's just try sneaking on the stag. You follow the stag into this forest corner. You feel as though the eyes of the forest are watching you. You watch the stag, fascinated with his grace and beauty. There's something special about this place. The tree woman speaks. I don't even know how to do a dryad voice. I am the dryad, keeper of the woods. Are you one with the woods? Then you shall aid me, and I shall aid you in your quests. Bring me this. Bring me a seed from the spore-spitting Spirenia to the north, that I might plant it elsewhere in order to preserve these rare and magical plants. Thus will you become a true friend of the forest. Here's what I need to make a decent amount of coin. The magic mushrooms. Now I need a lot of magic mushrooms, but first, let's try eating one. I just saved. You ingest a few of the mushrooms from the fairy ring. These taste delicious. Oh wow, look at all the paisley horses. Your senses gradually return to normal. Yeah, don't do that again. And now I just take all the mushrooms, hundreds and hundreds of mushrooms, because you can sell them all to the healer. You pick a handful of the smaller mushrooms and carefully put them away in your backpack. More mushrooms, more mushrooms. I'm grabbing so many mushrooms, I'm encumbering myself. In this game, it will definitely drain your stamina, which will suck for battles, but it doesn't make you walk any slower, which is good. I've got 240 mushrooms. That's a good start. Now to make it back to the healers. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Hey, I successfully hid from the monster. Yep, my stealth is definitely increasing, as is my intelligence, which is good for a magic user. Might as well prepare my dagger just in case I do get caught. What time of day it is? Midday. Now, since I am a magic user and a thief, you'd think that stealing uh, the healing potions and magic potions and everything that are just sitting on the table right here would be a good idea. Unfortunately, every time I try that, I get caught and then I can't get potions that I need. So, for the moment, I'm going to play it straight until I have everything that I need from her. Just going to grind them into a powder. Now, after two, she says that she has enough mushrooms, and you'd think that she wouldn't take them. But no, she takes them. So just keep giving her. She'll keep saying, I don't need them, but she's still taking them and still giving you money. And what I need is a lot of money to buy spells. Take all the mushrooms. More mushrooms. Okay, so she's taken all 240 mushrooms. I now have 84 gold and 22 silver pieces. That should be enough to get me started. But while I'm here, she also takes flowers. And now that my change purse is jingling, it's time to do what every magic user ends up doing. Dropping a huge pile back at the magic shop. So you return to my magic shop. Ask me for what you will, but keep it to the point. Give her some money. For the fetch spell, 40 silver. As you read the spell scroll, the spell is ingrained in your mind. And the flame spell. Fireball, fireball, fireball. And the open spell. So I now have 4 spells instead of just 1. And I still have a decent amount of money on me. Now, I definitely want to be inside the town by evening, but there is a simple little quest I can use to practice my magic. I just used the fetch spell to pull the bird nest out of the tree and found the healer's golden ring. So I give the healer back her ring, and she gives me 2 gold and, or sorry, 6 gold and 2 healing potions. So I put the reward away and tell her that she's welcome, and I leave before she tries kissing me again. Quest complete. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, there's a shady guy flicking a dagger around. Yeah, let's try talking to him. Yeah, what's in it for me? If you give me a silver, I might give you a bit of info you can use. Well, let's go. I can get another big pile anytime I want from the mushroom ring. So let's give him a full 10 gold. Get every scrap of information out of him. You can just call me Bruno. She's an ugly hag who lives in a weird house who keeps some magic. Her place is due west of the Baron's place. Can't miss it. And for 2 gold, I'll tell you to get into her hut. I've already given you 10. Yeah, just take the road north from here, past the healers, and go till you get to his castle. Lots of monsters in this valley. Most of them are wimps, though. Hehehe. Those Antwerps is a good monster for you to fight. It loves to play. Those little pests are just northwest of the cemetery. They're a bunch of wimps. He's some kind of magic user, and he laughs a lot. That's all I know. Go south and you'll see a hollow log. Then head west until you can go south again. Then go east until you can go south again. From there, go west. Them brigands that just love visitors. I seen her one time yelling at a house, "Hut of brown, now sit down." This is one spooky dame, let me tell you. She's got some good potions. Her hut is just to the north of here. Uh, they hide in the graveyard. It's under one of them tombstones. You can see it. You can see the thieves if you go there by night. Sense motive? Cemetery. It's due west of town. It's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to stay there if you know what I mean. The thieves' password? Sorry, I can't risk losing my thieves' license. Chief wouldn't like it if I blabbed it to the likes of you. He's the only one in the valley that can beat me at daggers. The sheriff and a goon are pals. Otto even lives with the sheriff and his wife. He's a pal of mine. He usually hangs out in the bar. A real sweet guy. Just give him a slap on the back for me. Yeah, sense motive, I don't think that's such a good idea. Everyone loves Dragon's Breath. And I think we've milked all the information we can out of him. And still got a good pile of gold. So, time. Sneak, sneak, sneaks.
Yeah, I didn't notice you come in.
Let us buy some daggers. I already have one, three, four, five, six. So I've got five for throwing and one for keeping. Don't really need this note. It's still midday. I can do a little bit more questing before it gets to nightfall. I need more information. And the best place to get information is, of course, to walk out in the woods and find a magical talking creature.
Help me, brave and kind hero!
Yes, it's a talking fox.
My foot is caught in this cruel trap and I'm in great pain. Sure, you can take a minute and set me free? Please help me, please. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
You will open to my magic. Or just to the magic of my hands. So the fox sends me to talk to the dryad, which I've already found. Who I've already found. Far from the forest fields fares forth this fighter. Hunger has hurled me hither from home. My name is known in the Northlands as Braji. Banter with the blades, clash or bargain with me. From the blue color of his skin and his huge height, you can tell that this is a frost giant. Time to do something incredibly stupid! As you begin to cast your spell, thwack! In matters of magic, I am your master. Seek not to slay me with sending so small. Okay, let's try daggering him. Courage you carry, but skill it is scanty. Face not this foe before fiercer you fight. Well, let's try talking to him. Braji I be, to boast of my boldness strong as the storm that sends forth the snow. Fiercer in fighting than foes in their fury. Fear now this frost giant's fighter and flee. Far from the frost fields fare forth this fighter. Hunger has hurled me hither from home. My name. Find me some fruit for to mellow my mead horn. Gift I will give, or of a gem that now glows. Jewel from the Jotunheim flare of the frost flame. Fetch me fruit that will fill up my fists. It looks like that will be a lot of fruit to fill those fists. High point of harvest, the finest of flavor, apples or oranges, peaches or pears. Mead is the mother's milk, mighty yet mellow, that bring joy to giants and madness to men. Glow of the frost flame that fills up the night field, a jewel that is flawless, the finest of gems. Hollow my food house from my hut has been hindered by having to hunger to hurry here far from my home. Fiercer than frostbites, my fury is fearless, my axe is edged as is the ice. The warrior is willing to wield now the war drum, the battle axe blades and bellows of blood. Let's see if I try attacking him again. The bigger they come, the harder they hit. Next time, try picking on somebody your own size. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Sneak, sneak. Sneak, 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 sneak. Sneak, sneak. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Okay, I think I'm going to take a little break at the moment, but I will be back in a little bit. I'm just going to do some do a few life errands and be back in a few minutes. Just, just let me save the game, and we'll be back with episode 2.